Hi, how are you today? I hope everyone is doing well. Hmm. Well, I guess I wanted to talk with the young people. Well, I want to talk with everyone, okay? Everyone needs to be aware. But especially the young people because they're so vulnerable, so unaware of a lot of things, the way things are, the way things might be working, okay? And so this is, I feel, an important message. I guess I want to start by saying there is something going on in these streets, okay? Something very bad going on in the streets. Well, usually there's always something bad going on in the streets, but it's really bad, and I believe that our children need to be more aware, okay? Because people aren't like they used to be, all right? Now, I'm not in the streets, but I know what goes on in the streets. I know how things work and operate and all those different things. Why? Well, for one, I grew up in New York, Manhattan, the Bronx, okay? And the one thing that you had to know, okay? Plus, I had family that was into stuff, okay? You had to know the difference between a store and a storefront. Okay? You had to know the difference between a store, a storefront, and a store that had a store in the back. Okay? There, number holes, and you had to know those things. Okay? Why? Because if you went into a store that was just a storefront, you weren't going to really get what you were asking for. You might buy a bag of chips and the chips don't taste right. The soda isn't cold. Something, okay? So, but anyway, there's something going on in these streets. And I guess something, I don't know if, I had another video that I had posted about, I think it was titled about mental health crisis. I said, I'm in a mental health crisis with my son. And in that situation, I did have to go ahead and file for what's called an emergency custody order, which didn't go well, okay? It did not go well. And I'll talk about that at another time. But the thing is, young people, you have to understand that, it may seem fun, smoking a little weed, and also that's why I also think that, if you're going to go ahead and do the weed, marijuana, cannabis thing, legalizing it so that people can buy it or whatever, please go ahead and do it, because, I believe that because of that, things are worse in the streets, okay? Because if cannabis is legal, then these drug dealers, people, whatever, they're going to have to find something else to sell, okay? And in order to do that, they have to get people hooked on something else, okay? But young people, I want you to understand that everyone does not have your best interest at heart. I don't care who they are, okay? Because see, this is how I believe sometimes things happen. You may have, you may start, let's say, smoking marijuana. And, you are, let's say, smoking with your cousin's girlfriend, or your cousin's boyfriend, or their sister's brother, or whatever. And you think these people possibly care something about you because you think they care about your cousin, okay? But you don't know, okay? It may look like it, but underneath there may be a whole nother thing going on, okay? Maybe they don't give a damn about your cousin, okay? They're there for other reasons that you don't know, and they're not going to tell you, okay? But what happens also is that, okay, let's say, you're smoking with your cousin's boyfriend or husband or fiance, okay? And, okay, at first, okay, you're smoking, but unbeknownst to you, this person may have a history of dealing with controlled or scheduled substances that you don't know anything about, okay? And you're smoking with them, and then eventually, unbeknownst to you, they start lacing what you're smoking with them. Okay, you don't know what they're lacing it with, different drugs or whatever, okay? And, these could be, a plethora of drugs. It could be antipsychotic drugs. It could be, you just don't know. It could be, opioids or whatever, okay? And you don't know. They know, but you don't, okay? And so what happens is, after a while, the other drug that they're putting in the marijuana that you're smoking starts to affect you. Maybe you might notice you're feeling kind of irritable and this and that, and then you go back and you want to smoke with them some more, and unbeknownst to you, they've upped the dose they've upped the lace, okay? And then they sort of get you hooked on whatever it is, okay? And so then they turn around and, you go back and say, wow, I need something, da 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 da. And then they offer you something else, okay? And then you're hooked. And for them, you're just a notch under their belt, okay? You have people like that. They're sort of like street pharmacists or whatever, okay? And you don't know that, deep down, they don't really like you, okay? They may not really like you, okay? You think they do because they're laughing and smiling in your face, but they really don't. They want to see you go down. And then you have some people, they have this psychological psyche thing where they actually get a thrill out of seeing you go through the process, knowing what they've done to you, and seeing you go through the process of bringing you down, bringing you into addiction, okay? That's what they've done. They've brought you into addiction, okay? And, nowadays, maybe it's always been an issue, but now it's even worse in these times. People are putting things in your drink. They are putting, well, we already know that because we've heard of the date rape, the drug and things like that. But they're lacing your things, and they are also putting it in your food. Okay, I had an experience like that. One of my family members, someone put some type of medicine in a pear that he was eating. Okay, why would you do that? Okay, that's because they didn't care about you in the first place. Okay, a lot of times you may think these people care, and these can be, like I said, people in your own family. You have to understand the different dynamics, okay? But that's why it's better to not get involved in using drugs, or, you know, and well, even with smoking marijuana, okay, or smoking cannabis, okay? If you can't buy it from a reputable, licensed cannabis dealer, then you shouldn't be smoking, okay? Because then also there is the K2 spice, K2 or spice, whatever it is, okay? And those are mixed with things, and they are, it's made to mimic marijuana. So it'll smell like it and everything, but that's not what it is. There are other chemicals in it that can induce psychosis, okay? And so, you know, you don't know, but you don't know it, okay? So you really have to be careful these days. Everyone that smiles in your face does not mean that they like you. That does not mean that they care about you, okay? And so, you know, I wanted to share that. I wanted to share that with you, okay? Because I'm looking at, I was looking in the paper in this area, and I saw that there were more emergency custody orders issued that I saw in the paper than I had ever seen. And I just only looked from the beginning of the month of September. Okay, and then I saw several overdoses. Okay, and I'm concerned, like I said, because I saw the mayor of the city on a show where they were featuring all of the rich companies and the people that run them and own them, and they were showing all the beautiful sights of this city. But then when the mayor was asked about the problems in the city, the mayor basically acted as if the problems that this city has are like any other city. Okay, but if you're seeing an uptick in overdoses, an uptick in emergency custody orders, then you have to wonder, what the hell is that? What the hell is it? Okay, you're just supposed to ignore that. Now what? Everyone in the city has a mental problem? Okay, so that's an indication that something is going on, and it may have to do with the uptick and prevalence of using, let's say, these antipsychotic or drugs that induce psychosis. Okay, so I want you to be very careful, because also they have the bans. You also have to be careful of the clothes that you wear, especially if you get them secondhand, even if you get them new, okay? Because the things that people are doing now, okay, you know, I don't know if you've seen those, like those thick bands, okay? Well, those bands, you know, you have to buy things from licensed, reputable merchants, Okay, you can't just get them from someone on the street, or you know, someone that you can't go back to and say, hey, there was something wrong with this band, because those can be laced with drugs as well. Okay, because your skin is an absorption, it can absorb. So if I wear a bracelet, a band or something, and it's laced with some type of psychotic drug, let's say it's laced with PCP or whatever, then that gets in my system, and I didn't smoke a thing, but I was wearing a band that was laced, and it will still have a negative effect on me. Okay, you have to be careful of the clothes that you wear. Okay, make sure you wash them. Okay, if you get them second, even if you get them new, secondhand or new, make sure you wash them before you wear them. Okay, because people are now doing covert things. Okay, so I just want to warn you. I want to warn you. Okay. But so anyway, that's what I want to say for right now on that subject, and I will get back to you about the mental health crisis that I am dealing with my son. Okay, you know, and the thing is, you try to warn your children, and you know, they're thinking these people care about them, and they don't. Okay, you don't know if someone is low key, don't really like you, and wants to see you fail in the first place. They want to see you, okay, in a bad way. And another tip, if they don't like your mother or your father, that's an indication right there that you only need to get but so close. Okay, because 9 times out of 10, if they don't like your mother, they don't like your father, they don't really like you. Okay, because they don't see you as you, they see you as an extension of your mother or of your father. Okay, that's just how it goes. Okay, I can't make it up. Okay, so I hope that this helps someone. I hope that it reaches whoever it needs to reach. Okay, and I guess that's all I'll say about that for now. But in a later video, I will relate to you in more detail about the things that I want to talk about when it comes to mental health crisis. You know, some of these things could also be drug induced. Okay, drug induced, and you don't even know it because maybe you didn't even use anything, or you're lured into addiction. Okay, so anyway, I'll talk to you again soon. All right, take care.